Good evening, Rochester. This is Crystal, and you're listening to Dates in the States on 106.3 FM, Rochester Free Radio. So join me here every other week at 6 p.m. where we discuss all things Rochester and share some of our favorite things to do on our travels in other cities. So Dates in the States started as a travel blog while my husband and I were traveling across the U.S. blogging about our dates throughout the states. So today, Dates in the States has grown into a multi-platform travel brand featuring our blog, YouTube channel, radio show, and our signature city date books and road trip games. And you can learn more about us at datesinthestatesblog.com. So we're going to go ahead and get started on today's show. All right, so in a little while, I definitely want to talk to you today about a few day trip ideas you can take around the Rochester area, but first I want to talk about some new places that have opened up in the area that are worth checking out. So here we go. Okay, first one up, Smoothie King. They recently opened a location in Penfield and just had their grand opening. Honestly, I was shocked to see a Smoothie King here in New York. Like, I've only ever seen them and had them down south, like Florida or when I lived in Tennessee, and honestly, I love Smoothie King, so I was actually really excited to see that they're finally here in Rochester. So that's definitely gonna be my next stop when I'm over in Penfield. And then I know this place that I'm about to mention, I know they opened up, I think it was in the spring, but I figured it was worth mentioning anyways, and that is Earl's Coffee inside of Genrich's Garden Center. So yes, you can grab coffee and you can shop for plants all at the same time. And I have to say it's pretty life-changing, and I can honestly say that from experience. And then we have the Temple Dance Center. They are having their grand opening with free classes for children and adults on August 17th, and that's located on Chile Avenue. And then we have Rimal? I don't know how to say it. Rimal Coffee House. It's a Yemen coffee house and it's almost set to open. I'm unsure the exact date yet, but they did tell me they're opening sometime in September, hopefully. And if you've seen any of these like Yemen inspired coffee houses, they've been opening up all around Rochester lately. And I have not found one that I don't like. They are amazing and they are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful coffee shops that are bright white and gold. They have coffees and milk teas and amazing pastries. So I'm really excited to try this new one that is supposed to open on Broad Street in downtown. And lastly, I just heard about Rosebud Retro. So for any of you vintage clothing lovers out there like myself, you have to check out the shop on Charlotte Street in downtown Rochester. And that just opened up earlier this summer as well. Okay. When we return, I'll be sharing a few day trip ideas you can be taking before the summer is over, so don't go away. And we're back. Hey Rochester, I'm Crystal, and you're listening to Dates in the States right here on 106.3 FM, Rochester Free Radio. So before we had Walk the Moon playing, I was just sharing with you a few places that recently opened up in Rochester that are worth checking out. So now I want to pivot a little bit and dive into a few day trip ideas I highly suggest that you take before the summer is over, because honestly, you don't need a week-long vacation to feel like you went somewhere, but I have to say it does help to go somewhere new. So first up is my favorite day trip outside of Rochester, and that is East Aurora. So I love this little town. It's really adorable. It's actually the setting for some Hallmark Christmas movies, fun fact. So it's a great place to grab some ice cream, walk down Main Street, visit all of the little shops. You can eat at one of their amazing restaurants and go watch a movie at the iconic old theater that actually has a popcorn shop attached to it. So that's pretty cool. And then you also have the infamous Vidler's Five and Dime store, which is also located on Main Street. And you can just spend like a complete day in just that place alone. So East Aurora. That's definitely my favorite day trip to talk about. And we actually have a book based in East Aurora. So Dates in the States, my travel brand, my husband and I, we have been creating city date books for different neighborhoods. So these books are fully planned days in different towns. So it tells you where to go, what to do, where to eat. And it's really the perfect companion to take on this day trip. So be sure to check it out on datesinthestatesblog.com. And then while you're also in the East Aurora area, I want to mention a really nice place to hike. So I highly suggest Eternal Flame Falls. So this place, it's like a moderate hike, and it's tucked away in called the Chestnut Ridge Park in Orchard Park. There's a lot of parks going on. But it's just outside of Buffalo in East Aurora. So it's actually behind, so Eternal Flame Falls, it's called that because behind the waterfall is like the small little, they're called grottos, and it's where naturally occurring gas escapes from the ground and it creates a flame that can stay lit. So it's this flame, it's always lit, and if it's not, you can actually just light it with a lighter when you're there. But it's behind the waterfall and it is absolutely beautiful. It's like a really great example of one of those really weird, unexpected places that you can actually find a lot of here in New York. Another one of our favorite day trips is to visit Chimney Bluffs. I honestly think of it as like New York's very own Badlands. So if you want to see a landscape that looks almost otherworldly without leaving New York, you can check out Chimney Bluffs State Park along Lake Ontario in Wolcott. So that's like an hour the opposite direction of East Aurora. So the shoreline, it's been carved by erosion into like these super dramatic jagged spires that rise above the lake, and you can hike along I can't talk tonight. You can hike along the bluffs or you can walk around down along the shoreline, and the views are absolutely, they're just incredible. And honestly, it's probably not going to be there forever. I have to warn you. It's been about like 5 or 6 years since I visited last, and I've heard that they are slowly eroding away. And so, even though I haven't been there in like 5 or 6 years, it's probably not going to look the same the next time I go back. There's been some pretty heavy damage as of late that I've heard with all of our rain and things like that. So, this place, it's just absolutely beautiful, but we have to think about it. It's not going to be there forever. So definitely take this time, take a day trip out to Chimney Bluff State Park, because it might not be there 10 years from now or more. You just never know. So definitely check it out. And then lastly, Letchworth State Park. So can you tell there's a theme right now? There's a theme to this show today. So we love to hike, but Letchworth is one of those parks where you can actually stay in your car if you don't like to walk, but you still want to enjoy nature. So you can view the sights from afar in your car if you don't like to walk, but you still want to enjoy nature and the sights, because you can actually just sit in your car and you can see everything. So I've been visiting here since I was probably a little girl, and it's known as the Grand Canyon of the East. And when you see the Genesee River winding through this massive gorge, you're going to understand why. So the park itself, it has cliffs reaching 550 to 600 feet, 3 major waterfalls, and 66 miles of hiking trails. So you can honestly, this is a full day trip. You can hike, bike, kayak, go whitewater rafting, or you can just simply drive through and you can just stop at the beautiful overlooks. All right, when we return, I'm going to share a few local events happening this weekend that you must know about. So stick around. Hey Rochester, I'm Crystal, and you're listening to Dates in the States on 106.3 FM, Rochester Free Radio. So I had to do a little Lizzie McGuire throwback, so I hope you all enjoyed that. I just shared a few of our favorite day trips before that, that are based around the Rochester area. And I also was sharing some new businesses that are opening up that you must try. But now, before we end our show tonight, I really just wanted to share with you a few local events that are happening in the area this weekend. So my husband Shane and I, we might be planning to check out the Wayne County Fair in Palmyra, New York this weekend. So we realized we've gone all summer without attending a carnival, and it actually made me very sad. That's always been one of my favorite things to do during the summer, and honestly, we missed all of them this year. I don't know what we were doing this summer, but it clearly wasn't that, and we were just way too busy. So this one, it's running all week long. So you could even go tonight. It's until August 16th, and you can buy tickets directly online for $6. Or you can buy them for $7 at the gate, so it's really reasonable. So go check it out. That is the Wayne County Fair in Palmyra, New York. And then we have our Food Truck Fridays in Washington Square Park that are happening tomorrow. Apparently these happen every Friday this summer. And so it's from 11:30 till 1:30 p.m. So you can grab some lunch, play some lawn games, and you can enjoy some live music all on your lunch break every Friday. And then also on Fridays is free whiskey and bourbon tastings at Union Tavern's Speakeasy. To be honest, I was a little hesitant about mentioning this on the radio because I don't want tons of people to find out about this and then it's swamped, because it's something we enjoy going to, and we like being one of the only ones. But it's happening at Union Tavern, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Friday. And it's a really cool experience. Like, that's why I'm mentioning it. It's such a cool experience to go into their speakeasy that's on the second floor. You get to chat directly with the owner and hear some really cool ghost stories, because the place is haunted. They did have a, a paranormal investigator. They had one of those come out before they even bought the place to make sure that it was haunted, and sure, it was haunted. So you can go to Union Tavern, you can sample free whiskey and bourbons, and the owner, she buys them from all over the place, just so you guys can sample them. So check it out tomorrow night. Now, I also just heard about this recently, another ghost thing. It's definitely on my bucket list. So Rolling Hills Asylum in East Bethany, I don't even know where that is. Like, I should have looked it up on the map, but they're hosting guided flashlight tours every Friday from now until September 4th. So you will have an experienced guide, and they're going to take you on an exploration of infamous areas like the morgue, the shadow hallway, and the psych ward. Okay, doesn't that sound fun? I really want to try this out. And then I also saw at the same place, Rolling Hills Asylum, on Saturday this Saturday and a few other Saturdays throughout the month, they're hosting other ghost tours, like a 3-hour psych hold. I don't think I would want to be there for 3 hours, but you can do that, or you can do a 6-hour public ghost hunt. So anyways, either of those options sound very intriguing if you are a huge ghost person. And now, the event that I'm about to mention, it's not happening this weekend, it's actually happening next weekend. On August 23rd is Skully's Scholastic Book Fair at Iron Smoke. That is a mouthful, but this event, it's hosted by Rock Only Events, and it's happening inside of the Iron Smoke tasting room. So yes, you can drink their amazing maple bacon whiskey while you shop and walk around. And that is on August 23rd from 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And I'm going to be there hosting our booth. So Dates in the States is going to be there, and we're going to be selling our Mystery City date books and road trip games. So you can always stop by and say hello to us. And lastly, I thought this was just a cute event. For all of you families out there, Highland Park Conservancy is hosting a picnic and movie night under the stars on Friday evening starting at 7 p.m. So this is free to attend. Kona Ice will be there to match the theme of the movie, which is Frozen. So there's some event ideas that you can do Friday throughout the weekend, and then don't forget about next weekend on August 23rd to come to Iron Smoke and see me. But anyways, go enjoy this last month of summer in Rochester, and let me know what you end up doing. Like, if it was anything I mentioned tonight or any other things you think we should check out, you can always find us on Instagram at datesinthestates, and you can contact me directly because I would absolutely love to hear from you. So I'm Crystal. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'm going to catch you back here on August 27th at 6 p.m. sharp for another edition of Dates in the States. You're listening to 106.3 FM, Rochester Free Radio. This next song is for you, Mom.